What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Officer Show. Today we're looking at the Hasbro Marvel Legends Heralds of Galactus figures. So of course these were Heralds I was hoping to have when we did that Galactus figure, but unfortunately they didn't come in time. But here we have three figures today. So first we have Firelord on the retro card back for the Fantastic Four. So we've had figures on this retro card back design before, but we have Firelord this time, which looks really cool. I love this design of him. I'm excited to check out the figure, but just overall, just the color and design just makes me like this a lot. And then we have this 2-pack in our plastic-free packaging of the Fallen One and Terrax. So again, two more Heralds of Galactus as it's labeled there, and both of those look pretty cool, big menacing guys. And then we have their picture on the back with accessories and stuff, so both of those look awesome. So I'm excited to check these out and get more Heralds for Galactus, and of course we'll have to bring our Galactus figure in and all our other Heralds, but let me go and get these open out of the box and we'll take a look at them together. Well, let's start off with Firelord, and I can already tell you this is going to be my favorite figure for today, but overall he looks awesome. His real name is Pyrus Krill, and he was a Zendarian naval officer that was on an explorer ship with his friend Gabriel, and suddenly Gabriel was abducted by a teleportation beam to Galactus' ship, and so Krill made his way onto the ship and demanded his friend's release, and Galactus was impressed by his determination and offered him to share his friend's fate, but only if he became the new Herald of Galactus. So Krill agreed and was imbued with the power cosmic to become Firelord, as we see him here. And so Galactus revealed that Gabriel had become a herald as well, known as Airwalker, but that he died serving him. And so Firelord served Galactus until Thor offered a destroyer to Galactus for Firelord's freedom. So he looks pretty cool here. This is an awesome design. So he reminds me a lot of like Pyro, that Pyro figure we had, just with the red, orange, and yellow colors. Like combination just looks awesome. We have his face, so he's got this all orange skin. It reminds me of like the Thundercats and stuff, like Lion-O, especially with the face design and stuff. So he's got the yellow eyes, like yellow pupils with the white eyes, but the like crazy eyebrows all in red there against the orange, and the red lips just look crazy. His hair is on fire, so he's got the more translucent red going to orange into the yellow towards the tip there. So that all looks awesome. And then he's got an outfit. So it has like this yellow spandex. At least I assume it's an outfit. It could just be his skin like transformed into this, but yellow all through the center with some white there around like a bell, and then transitions into legs to the orange down to the red just above the shins here. So all red there, as well as same with the arms. So it goes from the yellow to the orange into the red there. That has the flame effects there and like along there and stuff. So it just adds a lot of details, and just the red, orange, and yellow colors just really stand out. It's super bright. It's probably, of course, like blowing out the camera here, but it just looks really cool, and it's just an awesome like figure design. But if you couldn't tell by his design, his powers are he can manipulate cosmic energy in the form of stellar fire, which also gives him the power of flight, as well as superhuman strength, durability, reflexes, and senses. And then he has a weapon that we'll see that he comes with, which is pretty cool. So overall, he's just an all-around cool looking guy, and I love the look of this figure. But let's do the movements. So the head can twist all the way around. He can look down that far and up that far. So pretty good movements, a little bit stiff, but pretty good overall. The shoulders can come up to 90, even a little bit above there, and have a butterfly joint, pretty good butterfly. So it moves really far back there, so you can see that distance there and forward. So pretty good, and twist all around as well. We get a bicep twist, the double elbow joint that only bends about that far, so it could be better, but still not bad. Wrist twist around and flex back and forth. Then we have the ab crunch, so you can see the cutout there. So crunch forward, crunch back a little, but pretty decent crunching. Twist all the way around at the waist. Hips can come up to 90 and out to the side. Ooh, but not far from doing the splits actually. Thigh twist all the way around. Double knee joint that bends up that far to the back, so not bad. Shin twist at the top of the boot design, and then the foot can flex back and forth and can twist side to side. So he's got pretty good movement, so he looks good and has good movement. So this is all around just a good figure, but he comes with some accessories. So he's got the 2 fist hands on. He comes with some grip hands that we'll need to switch out, so we can give him some grips. So there's those grip hands on, and with that we can give him his weapon of the cosmic staff, which is a 5-foot long staff with cosmic flames on the end of it. So it's kind of like he's a fire dancer with the stick, so it looks pretty cool. And I like how the flames have sort of like a swoop design, so you can tell it'd be like if he's spinning it, it's spinning like in rotation like this with the tails of the flames. So let's try and put this in his hand. So there's the cosmic staff in his hand, and that looks pretty cool. I tried to sort of design it so it'd be like he's sort of fire twirling it, but I couldn't get it to look like a shape, so I just had to sort of pose it up there with staff like he's getting ready to fight. So overall that looks cool, especially the staff with the flames combining with his body design with especially the flame hair and stuff. He just looks like he's a man of fire and just looks really cool. So I love the figure, love the design, just everything about this figure is really cool. So this is a figure I highly recommend. Now, on the other hand, we have our 2-pack starting with the Fallen one. Now, these figures I don't like nearly as much. I think they could have done a lot better with the figures, especially like the Fallen one here. I don't know what went wrong with him. He's got a cool look to him, especially the hair design with that translucent blue with the glitter design to it, but the rest of the body is just not good. Like, there's just something off about him. Like, the thing that immediately draws me, which I don't know if it stands out much in the camera, is just his leg design. He's got really thick legs, so his upper body, looks relatively normal, like it'd be his body design, but it seems like the natural transition would be to like a skinnier, like thinner leg design, but it stays the bigger, bulkier leg. I almost want to say it's kind of like the Bucky cat body or something, just like an overall thicker body that goes down, but then it looks like he's got like cankles and stuff, like really fat legs, and it just looks super awkward going in with these thinner feet. So if it is, they've like switched the feet to this design, and so I don't know if that's what makes it look weird or what the deal is, but it just like his legs are way too thick and he looks awkward, and then some of the movement, like joint wise, feels really cheap. It's real stiff in places. So overall, I'm just having a lot of issues with the look and design of this figure. It's just a lot of issues. But yeah, just overall doesn't look good. Like I said, I love his like face design, from the face and the hair and everything. Looks awesome. The rest of the body and just all solid like darker blue color. So no like highlights or details, anything to it, is really kind of weird and doesn't look that good. But I really like the head. So if I could just pop the head off, I'd like that. But everything else just doesn't look good for this figure. But about him, he was of course a Herald of Galactus, and Galactus' first attempt at creating his own servant, but he was empowered by dark energy instead of the cosmic radiation, so the Fallen one turned out to be very cruel, and he was then imprisoned by Galactus. Now with him, since he's got dark energy, he controls black matter, which gives him his superhuman strength, reflexes, and durability, as well as control of electromagnetic spectrum, and can manipulate matter and travel at the speed of light. So he's got a lot of powers. He's just a really evil guy. So like I said, body-wise and stuff does not look good with that dark blue, but I just love this hair design, like I said, with the see-through blue and the glitter that's in it, and then the overall design of it, the like flowing longer hair, just looks really cool. So like I said, I love that design. And then the face as well, with, of course, it's that darker blue, but his mouth is open, he's yelling, he's got some detail and stuff to his face, like some design, and then the wide eyes, he just looks really cool and super angry there. But overall, figure-wise, does I just not look good from there down. And I'm even having some issues getting him to stand. But let's do the movement so his head can twist all the way around. At least he should be able to. His hair's in the way a lot, but if you go that way, he's able to spin more, and then he can look down that far and up just pretty much straight on because of the hair. The shoulders can come up to 90 and rotate all the way around. We get a bicep twist, the double elbow joint that can bend up that far, so better than Firelord, but real stiff in there. Wrist can twist around and flex back and forth. He's got the ab crunch in the middle with those cutouts, so he can crunch forward and crunch back. Not the best crunching, but crunch is mostly back. Twist all the way around at the waist. Hips can come up over 90 there and out to the side a little. Thigh twist that feels really stiff can twist around. The double knee joint that can bend up that far to the back. Shin twist in the middle of the leg, and then the foot can flex back and forth and twist side to side, and these feet are real stiff again. And as I said, for some reason I'm having issues getting him to stand. Like, I'm just having a lot of issues having to fight around and move his feet constantly just to try and get him to stand up. So overall, body wise, didn't seem too bad. He just has a lot of stiff joints on him, so it feels kind of cheap. And like I said, getting him to stand is kind of difficult, but I just can't stand the look of those legs on him. I don't know what's wrong with that. But accessory wise, he comes with some additional hands, so we get a fist hand and a grip hand to go along with his fist and grip, but let's go and just switch them both to fist hands. And then it also seems like he's got some peg issues, so like this hand that I switched to the fist, fits pretty snug to the joint, but this one has like a longer peg, so it kind of sticks out a little bit there, so that's annoying that they're not uniform and I can't get it in anymore. But then he also comes with some of the Hasbro effects, like our normal like sort of magic or cosmic effects, whatever, again in the translucent blue with the glitter that matches his hair. So let's put these on his hands. So there's following on with those effects on his hands, and I think it adds a little bit, adds some more of that lighter blue color in that design that I like that matches the hair. But overall, they're just the effects that I can't really get on his hands too well, so they're just kind of floating around, so I'd probably have to clip them into one of the holes. But I think it adds more to the effect. Again, I don't know exactly what he's supposed to be doing. I know he can control stuff, so I assume it's some of his dark matter powers, but overall I think it, like I said, adds to it. But I feel the effect could be better with like a permanent design on him, kind of like his hair. But overall, not bad. Like I said, there's just something awkward about this figure, and overall it's my least favorite figure of today. And our other figure from the 2-pack is Terrax, also known as Tyros, and he was a dictator on a moon 80,000 light years away from Earth, where he lived a life of debauchery and violence, which was brought to the attention of Galactus. And at this time, Galactus was searching for a new herald with no moral values that would have no issue finding him planets to devour. So when the Fantastic Four needed help in a battle from Galactus, he agreed to help them if they would bring Tyros to him, so they went and found him. And so Galactus transformed Tyros into Terrax the Tamer and gave him his weapon of the Cosmic Axe. And Terrax found more planets for Galactus to devour than any other herald he had, but he had no loyalty to Galactus and would tend to rebel against him and hide in fear, so Galactus ended up stripping him of his cosmic powers. And so for Terrax himself, or Tyros, he already had mutant powers of geokinesis that were enhanced by the power cosmic, so he was able to manipulate the molecules of rocks and earth, as well as have superhuman strength, speed, durability, and reflexes, the power of flight, and manipulate cosmic power from his hands and his axe. So overall, he looks pretty cool. And of course, we have had this figure before. I think it was like a Build-A-Figure or something that's been many years ago, but we do have that other figure, so we can bring it in here. And overall, you see there's pretty much not much difference. They did change some colors, like the red on his body now is more of a metallic red, where this was just the normal shiny red, where this is now metallic, which I doubt you can see. It does have some like glitteriness to it, so that's different. They changed the gold, so it went from like this, what I'd say solid gold, to more of a bronze color. And then they changed the skin tone, which I don't like that as much. It's now got like more brown to it, like a dirty gray color, where the old one was just more of a solid gray. So I like that color much more, but they just changed up a few things. You know, overall it looks like the face is molded a little bit better, so it's got more of a better face design, where this just seems a little bit like messy and stuff. But overall, there's not much difference. So if you do have this old figure, there's not really much of an upgrade. They are the exact same like body designs and stuff, so no new joints or anything. So either way, you can't really go wrong. So if you missed out on that old Terrax, you can get this one, or if you have that old Terrax and just want to keep it, you're not missing out on anything with this one. But overall, Terrax looks cool with his mostly all gray skin, like I said, where it just has some of that brownish sort of color to it. But then he's got the red chest armor with this blue outfit underneath that's kind of showing through, and then has like the skirting piece hanging down in the front, some red boots and gloves, and some gold at the top of the boots, and belt around his waist as well. And then I don't know if that's like hair design or what it is around his face here, but it's like, you know, different color. What would normally be hair in some like cartoon design, but it could just be like a piece of metal or something like slapped around his face to be that design. But looks cool. And then like I said, the teeth all graded and the white eyes showing in there, it looks pretty cool. So overall, not a bad figure design for Terrax. But we can do his movement, so his head can twist all the way around, a little bit stiff in there, but can twist around, look down that far and up that far. So not much movements, because his beard or hair, whatever this design is hitting on his chest plate. And then we get the shoulders that can come up a little bit stiff, but up to 90, and rotate around. We get a bicep twist, the single elbow joint that bends to 90, and the wrist can twist around and flex back and forth. We have the ab crunch in the middle, so he can crunch forward and crunch back. And of course, you have his armor piece and stuff that kind of moves along, so if you like don't hold on to it and stuff, it can move with him much more, so he can crunch back and forth. Have a twist all the way around at the waist. The hips do have the old ball style joints, so you can see that ball up in there, so they can raise up to about 90. And then if you get them in the right position, they should be able to go out to the side more, so you can go out at least that far. But they also have the thigh twist up there, the double knee joint that bends up that far to the back. We have a shin twist at the top of this boot, and then the foot flexes back and forth, and it's pretty stiff, but can flex back and forth and twist side to side. So overall, he's not too bad. Like I thought with the old figure design, kind of like I showed, you know, it's many year old figure design. I thought it'd be a lot worse, but it's pretty decent overall. You know, it doesn't have all the new movements, like no butterfly joints or anything like that. But overall, it is not a bad figure design for him, and overall looks pretty good as well. Now we get his weapon, of course, that I mentioned, of his cosmic axe. So we get his big axe here. And again, we've had one just like it with that old figure. The only difference is they sort of like shaded it in, so a lot of the designs they shaded in with some black paint and stuff, so I think it does make it look a lot better. I like the overall, again, the light gray color design of this one, but I like it, like I said, having it all the black wash or whatever all over in this one. So let's put this in his hand, and he only has one grip hand, the other one's just a fist and no extra hands, so we can only do this in his one hand. So there we can have Terrax with the axe in his hand there. So overall, he looks pretty cool, and mean and vicious evil guy, you know, likes to execute people with his big axe, so it looks big, mean, and nasty and stuff, and definitely a big figure compared to all the others, since like I said, I think he was an old Build-A-Figure, so he's on that bigger body design. But overall, he looks pretty cool, and like I said, definitely not my favorite figure, but he's much better than the Fallen one and the 2-pack with him. But overall, I still think he's pretty decent. Not the best figure, but definitely not the worst either. Well, there's our 3 Herald of Galactus figures for today, where we got Firelord on that retro card back, and then the 2-pack of Fallen One and Terrax. And all 3 of them look pretty cool, you know, nice, awesome heralds to go along with Galactus. Firelord's definitely the coolest. I love his staff design, and then his overall figure and body design looks really cool. And then Fallen One, like I said, the head design is all I really like about it. And then Terrax is pretty cool as well. So some good figures, some not so good figures, but either way, there are more heralds to add to our Galactus, so we can bring in our other heralds and Galactus himself. And there's all of our Heralds of Galactus now, all here ready with Galactus there in the back. And of course, he's really big, but standing all the way up there. So all of this look pretty cool. You know, it'd be awesome to have this as a little display with Galactus in the background and all his heralds standing up here, kind of like this. But I think they all look awesome. And of course, getting these 3 newer heralds is really cool to add to the collection, especially that Firelord. I just can't get over how much I love that guy. But let me know what you thought of the figures down in the comments. And if you enjoyed my review, let me know with a thumbs up. I want to thank you all for watching. I hope you all stay awesome out there, and I'll see you in our next review.